Parko Minteki was struggling to breathe. The boy had stolen a food generator from a small market stall. The adrenaline of the chase was the only thing keeping him going. His lungs burned with every breath of hot, dry desert air he gulped down. The Red Queen's sentinels had given chase about 10 minutes ago, but their AI core brains and their stupid, thick robotic legs were no match for the chaotic rabbit warren of market stalls that clogged up the dirty, sandy streets of Munidar. The barren, desolate planet of Munidar, now predominantly covered by sand, but not so long ago was a thriving metropolis. A quick hike up Velentar Valley, and you could see a vast landscape full of remnants of an amicable civilization. Until a few centuries ago, a mysterious, mythical woman descended from the sky in a floating castle full of robot warriors. The woman who only ever wore red appeared to be able to command the sands and was a master of weather manipulation. Before long, more castle ships were planted, turning the world into a dry, hot wasteland. The Red Queen and her army quickly overwhelmed the local civilization, which had already established itself as the owners of the planet. Unfortunately, their progress never made it to space travel. They were no match for the Red Queen and her sentinel army. She had her sights set on ruling Munidar. And here we are, nearly 700 years later, still under the Red Queen's reign. Well, a descendant that had learned the ways of the original, even mastering the dark arts of eco-manipulation. Her evil empire had caused a near poverty boutade. She didn't care what happened to the people of Munidar. She was only after the planet's resources. Its position in the Odega system made it optimum for mining Kythental, the main ingredient in the most powerful illicit substance throughout the known, Kai-2. Parko Minteki had finally thrown off the Queen's guard and was in his favorite hiding spot away from the main city. The region was full of caves, caverns, and the occasional naturally made underground pools. If you knew where they were, which most of the locals did, it makes a great place to relax and take a swim. There were hundreds of these scattered across this district, which makes it a perfect hiding place, especially when you're being chased by the Red Queen's guards. But today, for some unknown reason, Parko Minteki had gone out further than he ever had.
Oh no.
He said out loud to himself, just to ascertain to his own panicked mind that his vocal cords hadn't dried up from thirst. After establishing that he could still talk, he came to the screaming realization that he was in a dangerous territory. There were large, ravenous beasts out here, and he was a delicious, but small meal. Not to mention the stories of a group of cannibals that call these outlands their home, and who will eat anyone that disturbs them. A bantar roared in the distance, sending a flood of macabre thoughts through his already racing mind. Ghastly, giant, smelly beasts they were. He shook his head to regain focus and spun around to change course to get the hell out of there. He hit a large object and knocked himself to the ground. Looking up, he gasped and saw a gruff-looking man staring back at him with piercing eyes. An Outlander. He had to get out of here before he was turned into a human wonton. The man spoke.
Don't be afraid. Are you lost?
His voice was sincere, not the idiolect of a savage Outlander that was about to tear someone apart with their filed razor teeth. No, this man seemed to show concern for the boy.
You're not going to eat me?
The boy quizzed. The man laughed.
Should I? There's not much meat on you.
The man jested. He could see the boy was perplexed.
I know you kids have heard stories about us, the Outlanders that eat people.
He chuckled to himself. They continued conversing for a few more moments, until Parko Minteki concluded that this man wasn't a fear-mongering bandit. He was in fact part of a faction of liberators, hell-bent on taking back Munidar from the Red Queen. The man's name was Rumen. He began to explain the instigation for the rebellious uprising when Parko Minteki stepped in.
I think I've got a place you'd like to see.
Rumen nodded, then followed the boy to a beautiful, naturally made pool deep in one of the many caves that sprawled upon the desert valley. Standing at the edge of the cool, glass-like water, the boy gestured.
Follow me.
Rumen noticed the boy preparing to enter the water.
Wait, what are you doing?
Parko Minteki grinned.
I'm taking you to the mind.
With that, he waded into the still water, disrupting the surface, sending it into a chaotic dance of ripples. Rumen followed underwater, holding his breath and contemplating the words the boy had just spoken. I'm taking you to the mind. The thought rang through his own mind, alongside, how long do I need to hold my breath? Suddenly, all he saw was the boy's legs. The rest of his body seemed to disappear. Then the boy's legs vanished, to which Rumen increased his pace to catch up. Approaching where Parko Minteki appeared to have evanesced, Rumen noted a hole not much bigger than a man's waist. There was a faint blue glow from in the underwater hole. He swam through with intrigue. He followed the illumination through to the other end of the brief tunnel, to the source of the light which was coming from above him, and out of the water. He broke through the surface of the water with an ecstatic exuberance, filling his lungs with a replenishment of air. His water treading was rusty from lack of practice, but he managed.
You okay?
The boy quizzed with a slight concern. Rumen coughed and gave a thumbs up as he crept through the water to the shoreline, where Parko Minteki was waiting. Rumen was in awe. Before him was a sophisticated structure, beaming with advanced technology. An intricate underground network of microprocessors and CPUs stretching the expanse of the cavernous region. Rumen followed the boy to an alcove within the vast network when they came to a screen.
This is Aura, the mind of the planet.
Parko Minteki was excited to show his new friend Rumen.
Oh my god, do you know what this is?
Rumen was ecstatic.
It's a very old artificial universal reconnaissance agent.
Oh, okay.
The boy was dumbfounded.
Well, all I know is that it can control the whole planet. Controls the weather and the sands.
Rumen's eyes widened with a revelation.
This is how the Red Queen can achieve eco-manipulation.
He tapped the boy on the shoulder.
Great work, kid. We're gonna take back our planet.